please head on over to my link tree so this way you can see where you can follow me on social media. It really does help. Maybe even consider Patreon as well.
Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors, it's Steven here, and today we're going to be taking a look at something that is entirely non-essential but pretty cool if you decide to pick it up. The MonsterArts Godzilla 2019 Event Exclusive Color Edition, or as I affectionately like to call it, the Blueberry Burst version of Godzilla 2019. So what's the deal with this Event Exclusive Color Edition? Well, here's what happened. COVID-19 happened, unfortunately, and we had a whole bunch of events planned this year. Something about San Diego and a comic and conventions, and New York and comic conventions, I don't know, something like that. But it's not just here, it's around the world as well. Some events in Japan, Hong Kong, maybe even in Europe. Those events, those conventions, they got canceled. And those were events that Bandai intended to go to. When they go to these events, recently they've made a habit of making event-exclusive color editions. They mostly do this for Dragon Ball, but now they've at least branched out into something else, Godzilla. Now, instead of just scrapping these, they offer them through the respective P Bandais that are set up, premium Bandai websites, and these were available on the North American P Bandai website. Great. Unfortunately, orders have closed, so you're going to have to get this on the secondary market unless they open up orders again. That being said, price I believe was about $90, and aftermarket price is going to go up from there. So it's more expensive than the vanilla, and well, it's going to be not everyone's cup of tea. Blueberry tea to be specific. So with that in mind, is it worth the purchase? Let's take a look to see whether or not it's worth adding into your collection. Design here is pretty straightforward. The sculpt is great. I mean, there's nothing really to complain about here. It is fine. Sculpted by Yuji Sakai based off of the CGI model to make sure that it works better as an action figure. You know the works. Here, though, for the actual, not repaint, resculpt, recast, remold, replasticed, re-whatevered. The figure is cast in a translucent blue plastic, and they actually used some white to very light blue paint on different parts of the body, like the claws, the dorsal plates, the toenails, all of those, and it looks actually very good. Instead of it sort of feeling like atomic or watery, it almost feels ice-like, which is why I gave you that nice opening shot. Yay, yay. And what also is really cool is if you put it in the right light, it catches it in such a way that it looks very reflective and it looks very deep. I don't quite know exactly what look Bandai was going for here, but I do have to say that this figure does look great. Unfortunately for the eyes, and this is actually something that I think it worked against Bandai here, the eyes actually do look like they're sunken in a bit. Didn't really notice this on the poster color version or Burning Godzilla, but here, this is where I noticed it the most. And I think this contributes to the quality control issues that we may be seeing throughout the line, specifically with the eye decals. I know for 2019, the vanilla one anyway, this definitely could have played a part in it. You have sunken in eyes, it creates shadows, very difficult to see where the pupils are at, so on and so forth. Yeah. But overall, for this figure, it looks very good. And those dorsal plates, I absolutely love. Something I'm going to point out at the end of the video. I'm also going to point it out now. If you're a customizer, this would be great to customize into your own sort of poster color version or Spitfire Godzilla 2019. Something to just think about. But yeah, if you do like this sort of figure, then it's good. No issues here. All right, so this is going to be the fourth time that I'm doing this, so let's just get it over and done with. Ball jointed jaw. Mouth doesn't like to close all the way. This one, the jaw actually likes to fall off, and you can actually see that there. Ball joint in the mouth, and ball joint there. That plugs in. All right, head plugs in on a ball joint in the neck. So good movement. Very good. Ball jointed shoulders. Hinged elbows. With swivels, swivel hinge wrists, ball jointed ab crunch and waist joint provide great range of movement. Godzilla moves well. Ball jointed hips, hinge knees with some ball joints in there and swivels so we can move those around. We do have a cut in the center of the leg to allow additional movement. Mostly ball jointed ankles, which is very good. And then we have ball jointed tail. Very creaky. So yes, Godzilla moves just fine. I will say that there have been some folks who report that the joints are very stiff. Go ahead and heat this guy up. Maybe just get some really hot water and throw him in a bucket or a bowl, metal bowl if you got one big enough, for a little while, and you're good to go. Yeah, I mean, that's just what I do. My tap water just gets super hot, and I just get one of those metal mixing bowls and just throw them in for like 10-15 minutes, pull them out, and he's nice and loose. So yeah, that's the articulation. All right, accessories time. What do we have? Well, this Godzilla is actually going to come with a special art card by, I don't know, some artist who's down there in the bottom right-hand corner. Someone didn't pick up on the sarcasm in the unboxing. So yeah, he's a pretty prolific artist. You should check him out. Yeah, yes, that was sarcasm. Anyway, the card here is pretty nice. I really don't know what we're supposed to do with this, considering it's the same art that's on the box. Maybe frame it? I don't know. I guess it's cool to have, though. Now, for the actual accessories for the figure, we are going to have a replaceable bottom jaw and the blue beam effect that we got with the vanilla 2019 and the poster color version 2019. So realistically speaking, I don't need to go super in depth here. You just pull the jaw out, pop the accessory in, and then the blue flame actually seats into that extra jaw part just fine. Someone said it goes in upside down in one of the Facebook groups, and that got a lot of traction. That's not true. It does not do that. It's just normal. So yeah, the only thing I will say is that because of the material for this Godzilla, it doesn't really seem like he's gonna drop his head down as often as the other Godzillas will. Seems like he's gonna be able to point his beam up in the air a bit more than the others. So yeah, there's that. And he's got some blue flames there, so yeah, you're good to go. Need some other effects, accessories? Check out my videos. And now a size comparison alongside the Burning Godzilla 2019 because, well, I was working on the reviews at the same time, so here you go. Yep, it's a recast, remold. It's not really a repaint, but repaint. You know how big it is. Yeah. And of course, since this is going to be a repaint or whatever, here it is alongside the vanilla Godzilla 2019 Sculpt from Tamashii Nations. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Well, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to wait for a deal. Seeing as this was an event-exclusive color edition, that means that this will only be available for a limited time, and that's it. Actually, as a matter of fact, this had 3 or thereabout order windows for the United States and elsewhere. And the first order window came and went, and then opened, and then was open, and then Japan got another order window. So I have a feeling these are still sitting around at Bluefin or Premium Bandai's warehouse in the US. So actually, don't be surprised if this is one of the few event exclusives that is still going to be around for a little while. Yeah, I think this one was around $90, so yeah, it's a bit hard to swallow, but I will say this. A lot of folks missed out on the poster color version. This is a fine substitute for that one, especially if you have customization skills, because you can basically take this and turn it into that. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, not everyone's going to like it, but I don't think anyone should hate it. I think it's cool. That is the review. So roll credits. Please subscribe. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.